Hello, and welcome to the Canva Basics course. Today, we'll be looking at the different projects that you can do in Canva. We'll also look at the features of our account, how to use search and design in Canva. We'll learn how you can bring in your files, pictures, and videos. We'll look at how you can start projects from scratch or how to use templates. We'll look at how we can use and modify different elements in Canva, including the premium ones available to us. We'll learn how to use our uploads and how you can add even more. We'll look at the text and draw feature available in Canva. We'll also learn how you can create and use folders and make the most out of your organization in Canva. So enjoy this overview of all the different things that Canva can do for you. Firstly, and most importantly, make sure that you're logged into Canva with your TPS account. When you go to canva.com, it'll ask you to log in, so go ahead and continue with Google and use your Google credentials as a login. You'll now be logged into your Canva account. You can always check what account you're logged into by going into the top right and clicking on the initials. You'll see your name and the account. If you're not logged into your TPS account, go ahead and sign out and sign into your TPS account so you can enjoy all the premium features that are available for the education version of Canva. Across the top, you'll find the Canva toolbar. On the left, you'll find the school that you're located at, as well as the people in your group. You'll also find the home, the projects you've been working on, the templates available to you, the brand hub where you can customize your own brand, apps that you can connect to Canva, and any classwork that you may have assigned. Additionally, at the bottom, you can invite members to Canva to be part of your group. You can create a class for some of that classwork. And also, you can find the trash, where you can get rid of all designs that you don't want anymore. So the first question that Canva asks is, what will you design today? Here, within the search bar, you can search for all different types of content available on Canva. In the For You tab, Canva will recommend different projects for you. This tab will change depending on the projects that you use the most, and may try to inspire you to try different projects. The next one is Docs. Docs is a place where you can create simple projects and create documents and really highlight the ideas that you're trying to bring forward. Whiteboards is a great place to be able to freely draw out your ideas. Add timers to your whiteboards to keep track of everything that's going on in the classroom. Also, you can use pre-made templates to help you connect all the different ideas that you have. Presentations allows you to be able to create awesome presentations within Canva that are colorful and engaging. Use them to be able to present your classroom ideas or to create assignments for your students. Or to create assignments for your students where they can follow along to your teaching and be able to add their own content or create their own. Social media allows you to create lots of different social media posts in different sizes and be able to customize it in any way that you need to be able to make your social media posts look vibrant. You can also create videos in Canva, order print products, and help manage your website, among other things, but we won't be discussing those today. Let's get started with a project. The project we're going to do today is a presentation, as it allows us to use multiple pages and look at the different things that are available while using Canva. Certain elements are exclusive to certain projects, so make sure you check out all the different ones to see what kind of options you have in each one. To create a new project, I'm going to hover over the presentation and create a blank presentation. Now, just because I choose blank presentation doesn't mean I can't change the template once I get into it, but it's a good place to start to be able to see and explore all the different things that I can do. As you can see, on the top bar, we have some options that are available to us. Home takes us back to the Canva home. File gives you your typical file options, such as creating a new design, bringing in files, some settings, and being able to save. Remember, Canva is cloud-based, so it will save automatically, but if you want to make sure that it's saved, you can also go in and save manually on your own. You can also save to folder, which means that you'll be saving it to your computer. You can make a copy in case you want to make a duplicate and make some modifications on the duplicate without changing the original. You can download it, which will put it in your download folder on your computer. You can check the version history, which, as you can see, is only available to the education version. This allows you to see previous revisions and go back to an old version of a project. You can view all comments, which in case this was public, you could see what people were saying about it, and then some other options here as well. Here we have the resize option, which lets us change the size of the canvas that we'll be working on. Here we have the undo and redo options, which is a great place to simply undo a mistake in case you didn't know what you did and want to take back what you just did. One of the things that is always recommended is giving a title to your presentations. By clicking on there, I can now add a title, and for this project, we'll just call it Project 1. I put in the name and click off, and now the title remains Project 1. Here, I can see that this specific presentation is tied to my account, and I can add other people here by hitting the plus button. Insights lets us look at the views and different engagement in case we want to turn it a little bit social. In this case, we're going to keep it in-house. Present gives us the option to present this presentation on a full screen and even creates a presenter view, just like you would find in a PowerPoint or a slides presentation. So this is pretty similar, and all you have to do is hit present. There are some other options that are offered as well, but we'll look at those a little bit later. Finally, on the top bar, we see the share button. The share button allows us to give access to other people to be able to view and edit our designs. You can add people here or hit the plus button to add different people as well. You can also give them access and copy a link to your presentation. This menu also gives us the option to present, to create assignments, or to create view-only links in case you want people to only view your presentations and not make any edits. Here again we have a download option, and then you're also able to share this on social media or order prints if that's something you want to do. Now it's time to get into the design portion of our presentation. As you can see on the left side here, we have the design. We also have elements, uploads, text, draw, projects, and additional apps, which will show up down here. Our design is the first thing we want to do. Do you want to start with the blank presentation, or do we want to use one of the pre-made templates that makes for us? The great thing about the templates that Canva offers is the fact that there's so many different choices. You can literally click anything in here, and it will bring up hundreds and hundreds of different presentation options, depending on your search query. Canva constantly updates and adds more templates to their website, and even hires educators to add additional ones. So even if you don't find what you're looking for, there's a good chance that there'll be more and more added constantly. Layouts lets us pick a style of a specific page that we're trying to add to our presentation. Title pages and different things like that can be found here. Styles lets us pick the color schemes for our presentations. That can be modified as well, depending on what you're looking for. So here, on the templates, let's say we want to do a math presentation. Let's put in math. As you can see, Canva suggests some other options: math presentations, Mother's Day presentations, which maybe sounds close to math if you can't spell, or just searching for math in general. Let's go ahead and just search for math and hit enter. As you can see, just like that, dozens if not hundreds of presentations are readily available. As we mentioned before, it's important that you're logged into your TPS account to be able to access the EDU presentations that are available. These presentations are only available to Canva for Education subscriber, which is all of us. On the bottom left corner, it tells you how many different slides are in this specific presentation. This first one has 14, this one has 39, this one has 10, and so on. Some of these are even short video presentations, which are already pre-made and can be modified inside of the program. Let's pick something simple with 10 slides. I can click on this, and it'll bring up and let me view all 10 presentations. If I want to use it as my presentation, I can go ahead and hit apply all 10 pages. When I click, the presentation is sent over here to the right, and as you can see, all 10 pages have been sent in. Now, how do we change all of this? Well, it's as easy as clicking and dragging things around. Just like in other presentation software, I can double click on the text, and then I can modify the text in a number of different ways. I can change what it says, I can change the fonts, the size, the colors, and so on. Okay, now it's time to make this presentation our own. In the next area, underneath design, we'll see elements. Here, we can add a number of different elements to our presentations in case it isn't exactly the way we want it. Do you want to add a line or a shape? You can just click right here. If you click the arrow, it'll give you more options, or you can hit See All to see even more options that are available in Canva. You can add graphics, which are slightly more advanced than lines and shapes, and even includes different images. Think about things like clip art will be there. Stickers are a fun thing to add and are interactive versions of graphics. Below that, we have photos and videos. You can also add custom audio, charts, tables, and custom frames and grids. Let's add some custom elements. So, like before, we're going to search within the elements. Remember, depending on what you want to search for, each one of these search bars acts differently. If I click on design, I'll be searching inside of the presentation templates. If I click search within elements, then I'll be searching within the elements. So once again, I'll try math and see what things come up. Here's some graphics. In this case, a calculator, protractor, and some other tools. I can change the scale by clicking and dragging the corners and pulling them in. A little bigger, a little smaller, and then simply clicking and dragging the object wherever I want to take it. You'll notice above the graphic you have 3 different options. The ability to duplicate it, the ability to delete it, or if I hit the more, then it gives me even more options of things that I can do to it. One of the things that gets people confused is how to move a certain image behind other images or in front. And that's where you can find this, in the layer, by bringing it forwards or sending it backwards. But we'll just keep it there for now, since we're just kind of practicing over. Next, here's the photos, and as you can see, just like with the graphics, I can just click and drag and move my photo. Looks like it was pretty big, because most of these images are pretty high resolution, so that's really nice to be able to get a nice crisp image. I'll scale it and then move it to another corner, and there we have the photo, again with some of those same options. Videos are just as simple as with everything else, as I can just click and drag and change the size depending on when I want it. Keep in mind that the video won't start playing until the specific slide has already loaded, then it'll play after that. So you might have to click twice to be able to see your video. Over here is a See All. I'm going to look at all the different graphics that are available in the math category. I said before that Canva had lots and lots of different options. As you can see, already there are many options, but if I start to scroll down, more and more and more and more will load. Canva will also give me related searches in case I want something more specific. But I can scroll on here forever because there's so many different options of what you're looking for. If you want something more specific, then change your search query to be able to get even better options. Up here, you can also see that I have access to photos, videos, and audio. So it's a nice shortcut to be able to do all those different kinds of things. If I hit the X, my elements will be cleared out and I go back to the original view. Canva does have a recently used, so in case there's something I want to add again to a different page, then I have easy and quick access to it. If I want to add a new page to my presentation, I can always go down here, and at the end of the presentation, I can hit plus to be able to add another page. I can also move pages around at will by simply clicking and dragging. That really is one of the best things about Canva, the ability to easily click and drag so many different elements to different places. I've clicked on number 11, which is my blank page. Let's go to Uploads. Upload lets me bring in my own media from my computer. As you can see, I've already uploaded some files previously, mostly pictures of cats. By clicking Upload Files, I'll be able to go into my downloads or search out depending on where you've put them. And as you can see, here's the cat pictures. If I click on it and hit open, it'll bring it in, although I've already got this picture down here, but that's okay. It's a little kitty with a shark hat on. Just like the other elements before, all I have to do is click and drag him and move him into my page. If I grab the corners, I can scale him and make him bigger or smaller. Keep in mind, if your own photos aren't high resolution, it will make the picture look blurry potentially. On these, if I click the insides and outsides, then I can actually crop the picture, which might not be what you want. So be careful when using and modifying your own pictures in that way. I'm going to put my kitty up here, and then let's go ahead and move on to text. And maybe we want to say farewell to our students in this last slide. I'll go ahead and click Add a Heading, which adds a nice large text box to my presentation. You can add a regular text box and modify the size and everything like that, but some of these shortcuts kind of give you a nice ability to get something bigger going pretty quick. I'll double click my Add a Heading so I can change the text, and I'll say thank you for everything. And just like that, I have my own uploaded image and my own text. Canva also has a neat, what I would call word art option, which lets you pick some fancy word art looking styles of font that have colors and everything already pre-chosen to really make the font stand out. So I'll click this Bake Fresh and bring it into my presentation. It's pretty big, but it's pretty easy to click and drag to the size that I want. And then just like before, I can click and modify the text. You'll notice that the two different colors are actually separate, and so if you want to change each of the text, you'll have to click them separately to be able to modify them. I'll put in class of 23. There you go. Looking nice. It may be simple, but you can see how easy that was to create a page using the designer here in Canva. Further down, we'll see the draw option, which actually opens up something like a whiteboard. You have different pens and different options of what you can do, and you can add colors and change the thickness of your markers. That's something that's used more commonly in a whiteboard, but it's good to know that in case you need to mark up a certain presentation at a certain time, that you can always have access to the draw feature within Canva and any of the different projects that you do in Canva. Speaking of projects, this is where we can organize our folders and the projects that we've already done. Let's say we have set out many different presentations for a math or a reading class. We can create a folder, and then we can move all of those presentations from that specific class into that folder. It's really simple. Create a folder, and you name it. Let's say this is 3rd grade math. It gives me the option to invite school members. Here, you can add different people that you want to share with it. Maybe you have a collaboration group and you want them to be able to see. This is optional. I'll hit continue, and just like that, the 3rd grade math folder has been created. I can open it up here, or down below, you'll see that it's also there. So I can grab my math class, design, and then just drag it into my 3rd grade math folder. And just like that, when I click my math folder, you can see that that presentation, Project 1, was added to that folder. It's really that simple. Even when you try to save and do things like that in Canva, you can see how the click and drag nature is really helpful and easy to use. Finally, we'll just take a minute and look at our apps. This is something that is going to be discussed more in the advanced advanced portion of the Canva class because you can connect lots of different apps and lots of different options into your Canva presentations and projects. Now we can present our presentation. Go to the first slide, and then I'll hit present. This opens up another window, and at the bottom, I can click present. As you can see, the presentation has incorporated my elements, and all I have to do is click through. Another neat thing is that my arrow gets a little follower, so it makes it easier to follow the arrow on the screen. I click, and I can go through my presentation. To leave the presentation, I can always hit escape, or by pushing down on the bar, you can see the different options that come up. More options are available, so make sure you explore all those options if you're interested in doing a lot more presentations. Well, let's go back home now. As you can see, even though I didn't save, my presentation has already saved automatically. It might be a hard habit for you to get into if you're used to saving all the time, so it's nice that Canva is there to be able to save for you even when you don't remember. One more thing before we go is in the top bar of Canva, we can see the Learn tab. The Learn tab is a really great place to be able to learn and get even more in-depth help from Canva. There's a Canva blog, which is updated, and you're able to follow new features that are added to Canva. Canva has been very dynamic in updating their software constantly, so checking out the Canva blog, you can see not only what's on the way, but new features that have been added recently. You can go to Design School, which is a great place to learn even more specifics about Canva. If this tutorial has got you interested, I recommend going into Design School and finding out even more. Thanks for watching the video on Canva Basics. Make sure you check out the second video, which is called Advanced Canva. Have a great one.